Hi, St Francis School, and welcome back to the spring term. It's really good to be back with you again. It's Sarah here, and look, I've still got my Christmas tree up. I wonder if you've already taken your decorations down. Well, do you know what? Back in the old days, people didn't actually take their decorations down until January the 6th, which is also called Twelfth Night. You might know that song, The 12 Days of Christmas. So people used to keep their decorations up for 12 days from Christmas Eve all the way through to January the 6th. What is so special about January the 6th? Well, you know what? It's the day that we remember the wise men, or the three kings, call them what you like, arriving to see Jesus. Now, why don't we have a think about the wise men for a little while? Let me see. We don't really know exactly who they were. We don't know if they were kings. And we don't know if they were all men, but they were probably quite wise and clever because they could read the stars and navigate by the stars, because that's what they did, isn't it? They followed a star to go and find Jesus. And they definitely came from a long way away because, to be honest, their journey probably didn't take 12 days. It probably took about 2 years. So it was a really long journey they went on. And also, they weren't from Israel at all. They were from miles and miles away. They were probably from modern day Iran. And that's actually quite surprising, because what it tells us is that God wanted these really well-educated, rich people from miles and miles away, from outside of Israel, to find baby Jesus. Well, in our assemblies before Christmas, you might remember that we met an apparently wise woman and her camel who was making preparations for the journey to go and find Jesus. And I thought you'd like to find out what actually happened when she went off on her journey. So why don't we take a look? Well, I did have quite a lot of fun dressing up as the camel and being a wise person, running around Valley Park. It was all a bit crazy, but I hope you had a bit of a laugh as well. But also, it helps us to think about the journey that the wise men and women took. And I wonder at the start of this new year what we can learn from the wise men and the journey that they took. Because it's not the easiest start to a new year, is it? There's still lots of illness around, but we really hope and trust that this year is going to be easier than last year. There's so much hope with the vaccine and all the rest of it that we will be able to get back to meeting again in person before too long. But as we make that journey into the new year, what can we learn from those wise people? I think the first thing that we can learn is that God shows up in really surprising places and in surprising ways. And maybe we could be keeping a lookout for signs of God along the way. Where is it that we can find hope even in difficult times? Where are there signs of God around? Another thing that we can learn is that God wants all sorts of people to meet with him. He wants everybody to meet with him. He met with the shepherds. The shepherds, as we thought about already, were people who were rejected by most of society. They were very poor, and God wanted them to meet their baby Jesus. In fact, they were the first people to meet Jesus after his parents. But also, we can learn that God wants really educated and rich people and from miles away, like the three kings, to meet with him, because God also invited them along, didn't he? Christians believe that we can go on a journey to find God and that we can meet him in the person of Jesus, and that by meeting with him, it can change our lives. It can give us hope when things are really difficult. It can shine light into dark places. And actually, we could all do with a bit of hope and light at the moment. That's the promise. And the wise men have shown us that it's worth persevering with the journey. It's worth making the effort to keep searching. We won't always find straight away, but as we keep on looking and following the signs, we are able to find God around us in the most unexpected ways. So why don't we say a prayer together at the start of this new term and this new year? Dear God, thank you so much that we can find you as we journey through life. Please would you bring light into our lives. Please would you give us hope when the going is tough. And please would you help us to keep going even in difficult situations. Thank you so much that you love us and you care for us and you are there for us. Please keep us safe in this new year. Amen. Good to be with you, St. Francis School. See you again soon. I'll have taken my tree down by then.